Hi guys. Hi. This is Miss Stevens. This is a very basic video. Sorry, I will try to get some frills and live stuff next week maybe so I can flip the camera around. Doesn't seem to be letting me do that today. So I'm just going to walk you through the notes real quick. Use this if you need to. If you're good just reading it and figuring it out, then you don't need to watch this. This is just to help you out for those of you that would also like to hear the notes as well as see them. So as you can see, they're already written out. I'm going to go through pretty quickly because it's not hard notes today, so this will be a quick video. The set of notes is on special logs, and the reason they're called special logs is because the bases of these logs are common and base E, which is the natural log, right? The natural base. We've talked about that number before. So 10 is the commonly used base for logarithms, so a logarithm with a base 10 is called the common log. Therefore, the logarithm log base 10 of 20 will be written in the shorthand log of 20. You read this as the logarithm base 10 of 20. So I would still say log base 10 of 20 even though there's not a number there because it is assumed the base is 10. So this next section just kind of walks you through how to go back and forth. If you've been having a hard time figuring out going between exponent form and log form, remember in earlier notes I told you to start at the base, always start at the base. So this is base 10, go across the equal sign, so of 100, base 10 of 100 is come back the exponent because remember logarithms solve for the exponent. So this is log base 10 of 100 equals 2. But here's the thing about common logs. Because base 10 is common, I do not have to write it. I can just say log of 100 or log base 10 of 100 is 2. Same thing here. Log base 10 of 1,000 is 3. Log base 10 of 1,000, 3. Log of 1,000, 3. Right? Starting backwards, remember, if there's no base written, then it is base 10. So this is saying 10, or here I'm using this one, 10 to the fourth power is 10,000, right? Or 10 to the fourth power is 10,000. 10 log base 10, if I want to write this in log form, log base 10, which I don't have to write 10, of 100,000 is 5. So that's what's taking me over here. Log of 100,000 is 5. And then going backwards again, you notice there's no log base. So that means it has to be base 10. So log of 1,000,000 is 6. And that is because 10 to the 6th power is 1,000,000. So that's for common logs. Again, it's just the common log. It's like when we say x, we're really saying 1x to the first power, but we don't ever say the 1 and we don't say the first power because those are 1s. So for logarithms, that common base is 10. The other type of log you're going to look at today is natural logarithms. Natural logs are log base E, right? So remember Euler's number E from before, which was about 2.71818, right? The logarithm with base E is called the natural log. There's also a shorthand way to write the natural log. So instead of writing log base E of 30, which if I write it in log form, needs to be log base E, you should write ln of 30. And you read this as ln, which tells people you're talking about the log naturel, which I think comes from French. But it's essentially the natural log. It's just backwards. When I write mine, I always use the cursive L because otherwise it looks to me like a 1. And then sometimes later, depending on my problems, I might get confused. So I always write cursive ln. So again, anytime you see the E as your base, right? Log base E, go across the equal sign of 20.086 equals the exponent, which is 3. So log base E, but instead of writing log base E, if I want to be lazy, which remember, as people, we don't like to write stuff out the full way. So here's the shortcut, right? ln of 20.086 is 3. And the ln is telling me that it's log base E. That's what's happening here. So for example, on the next one, it says ln of 2.718, right? Log base E of 1, right, is 2.718, right? Or not of 1, I'm sorry, to the first power is 2.718 when I'm converting backwards. Same thing, log base E or ln of 148.413 is 5. Again, ln log base E, 54.598, right? So e to the 4th power is 54.598. And then that's what's happening here. So again, today's lesson, just to kind of take us through the middle, we've learned how to write logs, we've learned how to solve equations with them, which again, it's the inverse of an exponential, right? So hopefully you realize going back and forth between the two forms is really important. On the back is your assignment for this one. So I've worked out a couple for you just to kind of give you examples. So to start us off, right, log, when there's no base, is base 10. Right, of 1,000 is x. So it's really asking you 10 to what power is 1,000? 10 to what power is 1,000? Well, that's 3. So in this first section here, they're asking you to solve without a calculator. You can use the calculator to check, but you should try to do it naturally if you can. Same thing here, 8 to the 2/3 power is x. So this one I'm having to simplify. I guess I haven't talked in a while. Simplify 8 to the 2/3 power. Remember, this is the cubed root of 8, right? So 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. So 2 to the 2nd power is 4. Let me write that out actually, because so remember that this is the cube root of 8 to the 2nd power, right? So cube root of 8 is 2 to the 2nd power, which is then 4, right? So that's that. So that you can work the rest of those out. Those are all ones that we've done before. You're just now getting log form first. So most of them will require you to put it in exponent form in order to solve it. And then the bottom part here, I did a few for you just so you could see again. This one says use a calculator, so get that Desmos handy. You can also use your phone calculator if you have E and you're able to plug in any base. But when it says x equals the natural log of 4, well, this one doesn't require any work at all, really, other than to put natural log of 4 in the calculator. So next to your log button in your calculator or in your phone or in Desmos, there is a natural log option, that ln. So you just want to type that in, or you can use log base E. If you have a log base E, remember that that's the same thing. And then you get your decimal. Please round to 3 decimal places so that we can have similar answers. Again, this one, log of x, so I have to undo the log. So e to the 7th power is x. E to the 7th power is something I can plug in the calculator. E to what power is 4.2? I don't know that, so I'm going to have to put it in the other form. So log base E, right, of 4.2 is x, or I could write the natural log, ln of 4.2 equals x, and then just plug it in the calculator. And again, I can plug in either form into the calculator and get the answer. So you should be able to complete the rest of this worksheet. I will figure out something with cameras and stuff like that so I can make some better videos next week, or maybe I can figure out a way we can Zoom. Maybe I'll run out to school and get a whiteboard so we can do notes online, or you guys can ask questions or something. So I hope this worked. Again, hello, it's me. I will talk to you guys later. Take care of yourselves. Bye.